Hey guys, welcome to OG's Wealth of Math. In this video, we'll be looking at arithmetic sequences and series. So what is sequence? Sequences simply means a number pattern, and then series simply means you're just summing. Now, arithmetic sequence is a kind of sequence in which each successive or consecutive term increases or decreases by the same amount. Now, there is a general formula for an arithmetic sequence and also an arithmetic series. So let's write the formula. So a sub n is a sub 1 plus n minus 1d. This is the general form for an arithmetic sequence. And then series, which means sum, s sub n, is n half into a sub 1 plus a sub n. Now we can see that there are two equations here. This represents sequence and this represents series. Now for a sub n has an expression of this. That shows that the value of a sub n is all of this. So if I plug it into this, my new s sub n will be n half into a sub 1 plus, wherever I see a sub n, I'm going to plug in all of this. So I have a sub 1 plus n minus 1d. So my s sub n will be n half into a sub 1 plus a sub 1 will give me 2a sub 1 plus n minus 1d. So if you look at this, there are two formulas for series. So I'm going to tell you when to use this and when to use that. Now, and also I want to define each parameters in the sequence. Now, each parameters in the formulas. Now let's take an example. Let's say I have 5, 8, 11, dot. Now you can see that, now you can see that in this sequence, this is a sequence. Why? Because each term increases by 3. You can see each successive term increases by 3. So I know it's a sequence. Now in this formula, you can see there are 3 terms. That shows that the first, the second, and the third term. So what it means is that when n is 1, I have my a sub 1 to be 5. Now in this formula, there is n here and there is a sub n. So I want us to see the relationship between a sub n and n. Now if you look at this question, there are 3 terms in that question. We have the first term, the second, and the third. The n represents position, and a sub n means the corresponding value of that position. Now you can see that in this expression, when n is 1, we have an a sub 1 to be 5. When n is 2, on the second position, n is 2, but we have a corresponding a sub 2, which is 8. When n is 3, we have a sub 3 to be 11. All right, so there is always a relationship between n and a sub n. N simply means position. Oh, what's the position in the sequence? Is it the first or the second or the third? But yet every position will produce a value, a corresponding value. So that's the relationship between n and a sub n. D simply means common difference. The common difference is simply either the second term minus the first term or the third term minus the second term, and it goes in that order. All right. Now let's assume for this particular question we want to generate an n term for the sequence. Now I want to tell you the importance of an n term. Now every particular sequence has a unique n term. A unique n term means a particular formula that is associated to that particular sequence. Now, for instance, we want to generate an n term for the sequence. It means that we want to get an expression in terms of n. Now, we'll go by our general formula, which is a sub n is a sub 1 plus n minus 1d. Now, I know what my a sub 1 is. The first term in the sequence, I know the first term in the sequence is 5. And then I have a common difference, which is 3. Those are the two important things in order to generate an n term from the sequence. So if I go by that, now wherever I see, so I'm going to do that. So a sub n will be a sub 1 is 5. I'm going to plug in 5 plus n minus 1, n remain n, then d is 3. Now my a sub n will be 5 plus 3 times n, 3n. 3 times minus 1 will be minus 3. So my a sub n will be 3n, 5 minus 3 is plus 2. Now I've been able to generate a particular formula that is associated to this sequence. So this is the n term for the sequence. Now we can be asked to find the 5th term in the sequence, which is a sub 5. We can be asked to find the 20th term in the sequence, which is a sub 20. Now if we want to get a sub 5, we will just go to the formula. Is either we use this or we use a sub n equals a sub 1 n minus 1d. Is either we use the general formula, for sequences, or we use the formula we generated from this particular sequence. So that shows that if you must use this particular formula, which is associated to this sequence, then you need to generate an n term from this for the sequence, all right? Now, if we want to find the 5th term, now that means that when it want to get a sub 5, it means that when n is 5. If n is 5, if I plug in 5 here, I'll have a sub 5 to be 3 into bracket 5 plus 2. So a sub 5 will be 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2, which is 17. If I want to use this, a sub 5 will be 5 plus a sub 1 is 5, then n will be 5 minus 1, d is 3. So a sub 5 will be 5 plus 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. So a sub 5 is 5 plus 12, which is also 17. So the 5th term, the corresponding value for n is 17. So a sub 5 is 17. Now that is all about arithmetic sequences. We want to talk about series. Now let's presume we have, let's say for this particular sequence, let's say we have let's say we have 5, 8, 11, dot, 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 plus 17. Let's just presume that. And let's say we have this question. And the question says we should find the sum. All right? We should find the sum of this sequence. We should find the sum of this, the sum. Sum, sorry, it has to be this way, sorry. 5 plus 8 plus 11 plus dot, 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 and then. So if you look at it, in this sequence, our a sub 1 is 5. Our d, common difference, is 3. And then we have a sub n to be 17. So if we must find the sum of all of this, we need to know what the n term is, what n represents, because we only know that, let's just presume, we only know that a sub, in the real sense, the n term is 5, but I just want to prove something to you. Now, what I want you to understand here is that you can see in this question that our a sub n is 17, so that shows that we need to get the corresponding value for n so that we can find the sum of the first n term. That n represent, what does n represent in this question? So now we're going to use our a sub n, a sub 1 plus n minus 1d. Why am I using this formula? I'm using this formula because I cannot get the sum straight away. The reason is because I don't know what n is. So there is no way I can get the sum without knowing n. Let's presume we don't know n. Now, so for that, I'll now use this formula to get n. N becomes an unknown before I can get the sum. So a sub n is 17, so I'm going to plug in 17 equals a sub 1 is 5 plus n here remains n minus 1, and d is 3. So here is 17 equals 5 plus 3 times n is 3, and 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. So this is 17 equals 3, and 5 minus 3 is plus 2. So if I take this to the other side, I'll have 17 minus 2 equals 3n. So 15 equals 3n. So 3n equal 15. If I divide both sides by 3, my n is 5. So in this case, we can see that our n is 5. Now, the question now says we should find the sum of the first 5 terms. The sum of the first 5 terms. Okay, the sum of the first 5 terms. Let's come to this place. Now, if we want to find the sum of the first 5 terms, from this formula, from this sequence, plus dot 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 plus 17. So we know that our a sub n, which is 17, a sub 1 is 5, our common difference is 3. But here we already know that our n is 5. So that shows that a sub 5 is 17 already. A sub 5 is 17. Now, because now I know that a sub 5 is 17, so I will go to this formula. I can use this because the question says I should find the sum of the first 5 terms. So if I'm to find the sum of the first 5 terms, that is when I can use this. The reason is because I know what the fifth term is, which is a sub 5 is 17 in this expression, and I know what n is. N is 5, and a sub 5, I want to find a sub 5. So if I want to get, s sub 5, which is sum. So if I want to get s sub 5, if I want to get my s sub 5 will be 5 half into a sub 1 is 5 plus a sub, okay, let me put it in this way, Let me do a sub n half into a sub 1 plus a sub n. So this will be s sub 5 will be 5 half into a sub 1 plus a sub 5. I think this is much better. So s sub 5 will be 5 half into a sub 1 is 5 plus a sub 5 is 17. So I have 5 half times. If I add this, I'm going to get 22. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 11. So 5 times 11 will be 55. So that shows that the sum of the first 5 terms is 55. But if I want to add it, just like that, if I want to add the sum of the first 5 terms, s sub 1, the sum of the first 5 terms, I can say 5 plus 8 plus 8 plus 11 plus, so this I'll get 14, then plus 17. This will give me 55. You can add it, you can confirm that. So that shows that the sum of the first 5 terms will be a sub 1 plus a sub 2 plus a sub 3 plus a sub 4 plus a sub 5. But we cannot be doing this. We can't just be adding them manually. So that's how to find, that's how to solve problems of sequences and series. So thanks for watching my video. You can always subscribe on my channel. Please click on the subscribe button if you've not done that, and also make your comment. Please leave your comment. Thank you, and then have a great day. Bye-bye.